So you guys been wanting me to change the theme song sound quality, but I'm gonna keep the same song. So here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Just how she plays them, and she does that. She does it with the cat. Does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. Hopefully that fixed the audio. Crazy Cat does not own any of these pictures or books or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational purposes, so the people who watch them learn a little bit something when they do it. Hopefully that fixed the audio. I only did all those years ago. No, I don't want to do this. I'm scared of this thing. Alright, hi, Real Martha here, and this one might be a little bit of a long game review, because it's not a long game. It's like about, I don't know, like at least 4 hours to play it. But this is for South of Midnight, and when I was playing it, I had a feeling the way how the character, how they treat the monsters in here we fight. I had a feeling that they were based off like stories, because how similar some of these stories are to other mythologies, like Greek stuff. Like there's pretty much a character that it's pretty much Charon from Greek mythology, and Hug and Molly has a little bit of well, they made I guess I looked up before I did this review. I watched a couple of videos. I know who two of these monsters are. Huggy Molly is a teacher or a mom who lost her kids, and she wants to pretty much take all the bad kids. In this game, she takes like all the kids that are troubled, mostly ones that are orphaned, or ones that are not, I guess, are unloved, since she ends up taking Hazel's dad at one moment, and she has help from Hazel's mom, Lizzie. And Two-Toe Tom is one of the bosses we fight in here early on. Technically our first boss, and he is based off of a legend in the Alabama, Florida area, the southern south area, and it's a gator that it's really huge, and that goes around eating people. Now in the game, he starts out as a small gator, and he's owned by one of the minor character in the game, who ends up setting the gator onto her father so she can have her own life, but accidentally kills him, and she didn't mean for him but to kill him, and it set it loose, and it ended up eating like a bunch of pigs, and basically that, and every time it something got bigger. It doesn't like a sound of a bell. I guess it's supposed to be like reference to the fact that it likes it didn't like it likes whistle, like a whistle that somebody had in the town. So that's mostly what I know about those characters. Also, one that names Roz and Kusma. Kusma chases you for the whole entire game, and Roz is basically like his henchman. He's kind of like he reminds me a little bit of he reminds me of Dr. Vasily from Princess and the Frog, but he's voiced by the guy who did Jar Jar in Star Wars. Which, when I try my best, if I like the voice acting in games, I try to look at the voice acting, see if I know any of them. But only one I recognize in here was the one who played Rosca. The rest of them I didn't really recognize. There is one that there's one from Chicago. The one who plays Hazel was in Chicago's Fires, and the person I live with watches that show. So now let's go down what the game. Now I got that all that other stuff out of the way. Let's get started with the story in this. So you play as Hazel, who probably just graduated from high school, and she's into track because she's really good at running, and because like we see her like looking at her track team. Okay, so she's very fit. And I think she's wearing her track uniform or her track practice well during like the first half of this game, because the fact that you can see her bra, and her and her mom are getting ready for and like the setting in this is probably Alabama, Louisiana, or Florida, because since most of the creatures that are in here are based off of legends and urban legends, they have to get ready to leave because there's a hurricane coming, and the mom and her have a little fight because she left her home alone to set up for the hurricane while she's at her work, which what her job is will come up later. And she tells her to go and check on the neighbors, which Hazel does while she's at an elderly lady. Why do out that way? Trent, I don't think he wants to be bugged.
I don't want a little one. Come here, Simba.
Okay. And once he's in one of the few people that doesn't get like a big backstory. Because she doesn't have a bad backstory for her happen in this game. And she sees that her mom, the trailer home they live in, is washed away, and so Hazel tries to run after it. And while she's running after it, she does end up seeing like this big giant spider who ends up being Ugly Molly in the future. And she catches up where the trailer is, and she ends up jumping over there, and her mom says, "No, honey, you can't make that jump." And then she falls into the water, Hazel does, and some team pulls her up and saves her, and the trailer's gone. But we have to keep on looking for, and eventually we find our grandmother, not our mom's mom, not Hazel's mom. It is her dad's mom, Bunny, who is not on good terms with the family, because I guess we found out later that she doesn't like her dad for a terrible reason. Because what happens later on, and so she doesn't really care for Hazel or her son's wife, and tries to doesn't really help them. And so Hazel knocks on the door, and she allows her to stay there. And I try to tell her that her mom has been washed away, and she doesn't know if her mom's even alive. But the grandma's saying we can't really do much now because nobody's gonna really be rescuing during the hurricane. We're gonna wait until the hurricane is done, then start rescuing people, which totally makes sense. So they don't have accidents while they're searching for people. It's best to wait until after the storm happens for them to do rescues. And Hazel being a teenager doesn't understand that, even though she wants to be helping her mom, but you just can't do it during a storm. It's not safe for the people who are trying to rescue them, and if you're hurt while you're rescuing that person, you're not going to do that person very much good hurt. So that's what you think. Then she ends up like falling asleep on her grandmother's chair, and she wakes up in a room, one of the guest rooms, and the door is locked. And so she like scales the house very recklessly, and she finds like these two like little pickaxes that ends up being like our weapons during the game. And we end up leaving, and we find like there's a bunch of like bad like black stuff that creates the little monsters, our little enemies that we define for this game. And we also meet a catfish, which doesn't have a name. His name is Catfish, and he's being holed up by this tree person named Bentley, who we find out was killed by his mean brother, who we meet, who's still alive but old. For it's every single person we meet in this game is somebody who's done something bad, and either they regret it or they're okay with what they're done, and we usually find out what their backstory is. So this guy's backstory was that he killed his brother, and he had his brother's body inside of a tree, and so the soul and the tree kind of like maxed together, and so since he like died in the tree, he's pretty much haunted in the tree, and the tree is huge, and so we kind of help the brother move on in a way by stranding like him and stuff like that. And he lets go of the catfish, and the catfish becomes our companion for the game, and like tries to warn Hazel of things to beware of. Like, don't trust your grandma, even though she's your grandma. Don't trust her. And tries to like look out for Hazel. For a while, the way like how he's behaving, I thought that this was her dad, but there was like by the end of the game, there's like nothing that's really saying, okay, this is her dad. But I thought at first during the game this just was going to be her father, since we have seen a couple of people be half something. Like later on we meet a guy who can turn into an owl. So I thought for a while this was her dad, but it's not. It's just a giant catfish. And so after we meet, we also learn about Two-Toed Tom, who, like I said earlier, was owned by the person who runs the church during the hurricane. His dad, who she accidentally had her dad get killed by the crocodile, by the alligator, and it ate a lot of the livestock and got really huge, and basically hates church bells. And so it's chasing us during like chapter 2 or chapter 3, and it's technically our first boss fight that we had to fight. And I did like the fight. The song that's playing during it, it's pretty cool, but it's a little gospel-y, but and I did like it. But the way he like ends up eating you and ends up eating Hazel's trailer was really weird. And once we like get spit out by it and find out that Hug and Molly took our mom, and the catfish takes us to Bunny's Summer's house, and we find out that Hug and Molly took Hazel's dad when he was little, because it was unlugged by his mom because he accidentally killed his little sister when he was trying to clean her dress that was dirty, because before he got in trouble for getting his sister's dress dirty. And so the second time around, he got her dress dirty. He tried to clean it before he gets caught. And sadly, the poor girl drowned while he was doing this, because she slipped out of his hands. And basically, the grandma never forgave him for that. And so he felt unloved, and he ended up getting kidnapped. Well, taken by Hug and Molly, and the grandma goes and saves saves Trace afterwards. And so she was like the only person that whoever got to get her kid back from Hug and Molly. But as far as I know, all the other ones were like orphans. And I don't know if he's like the only one that was had a mom, a terrible mom, but a mom nonetheless. And so you find out about that, and Bunny tries to make it look like the spider is a bad creature, Molly, and sends us after her to like go beat her up. I already don't like her because we think that Molly kidnapped our mom. And so when we get to her spot, after we fight Lork, who I guess is Hazel and her mom's friend, who was a big giant spider, who had his mom killed right in front of him, and also had his dad killed right in front of him, and he goes and kills the guy who killed his dad. And out of like him finally getting revenge for what after his dad, and his rage turned him into an owl. And so we had to do another boss fight. We had to calm him down and help him. He takes us to where our mom might be. And once you find out that we see like this weird puppet show of Molly taking Hazel's mom away, and we find Hazel's body. We find the mom's body inside a bunch of yarn. Now we think that Hazel thinks that she's dead and goes after her and basically like beat the spider to a pulp. And then we chase after her as we learn the truth that she was trying to heal our mom, and that they were basically working together and helping out orphan kids, basically. And her job, that was her job. She was not, so yeah, she did not work like a homeless shelter or an orphanage. She was helping a big giant spider with kids. So, which is weird. And then after we chase down Molly, we find Bunny trying to tear out a piece of her to heal her daughter, who is now a tree. And Hazel probably like helped her move on unknowingly. That she helped her move on by saying, "Go to sleep now, my aunt," because it's basically her aunt. But that's not what she says. She says like her actual name, but it's her aunt. And as far as I know, I'm guessing that like helps her move on. And so, but Bunny wants to bring her back to life by using like pieces of Molly, which is, I don't understand how they can bring her back to life. And she ends up pushing Hazel down into like the swampy area because she's no longer useful to her. And Hazel and Catfish end up helping two people who were on a boat. A mom and a dad, a mom and a kid and a son find each other, who are now like tree people. Find each other again after who knows how long, and they like hug each other. So at the beginning of the game, we meet this person who kind of reminds me of what is her name? Okay, this girl kind of, we do see her at the very beginning of the game. They're ghosts, and she's helping out a black family, and I'm guessing that I could be totally wrong here, but I thought they were like some slaves that she was trying to help out, and that's why she reminded me of Harry Tubman. Which, if you don't know who that is, she helped out a bunch of slaves in the Underground Railroad. So yeah, that's basically what she did, and that's why this person kind of reminded me of her. So we kind of never find out who we find out later that's basically like a weaver before Hazel. And that's what Hazel has been and when she when she was in the swampy area, she had a dream of the guy who was played by Jar Jar Binks, Raza, tells her that I have your mom. She's all healed up. Come and meet me. Cusco has her and gives her coins. And this guy who is definitely has a lot of characteristics of Charon from Greek mythology, but I know it's probably a different person from Southern mythology that has the same exact qualities where you have to pay your toll to get on the boat. So same thing, but this different culture. And he takes Hazel to the land of nightmares and stuff like that, and Hazel walks right to a crossroad. If you know Southern stuff, there is a bunch of mythologies and Southern stuff of if you meet the devil at a crossroad and you make a deal with him, he can make you where you can be a famous jazz player, like what I heard. But it has to do with crossroads, so yeah, that's what that part kind of reminded me of. And you have to look at the sign, and that sign tells you which way to go, because if you go the wrong way, it just leads you right back to the crossroads in this part of the game. And then you go inside of a carriage, and you meet Raza, and he tells you to meet you at a cabaret, and he controls Hazel for a little bit while they're dancing, and here's a key. I'll give you this key to meet your mom, but you owe me a favor. And it's just basically the very first scene from the beginning of the game, except for Hazel was trying to save her mom so she doesn't drown and have to help this whole thing happen in the game. She's trying to stop her so she's not in the house when the hurricane hits the house. And she tries to get her mom out of the house, but she ain't gonna listen. She's telling her to go and check on the neighbors again. And so Hazel does, but Hazel instead just clears out the way of the road because she knows that the help talking to the neighbors ain't gonna do no good. She tries to get back there and starts the car for her mom, but the hurricane still hits her. She cannot save her. You can't do it. And then she eventually has the realization that that was not her mom, and she breaks the illusion that Roz has put onto her, and Kusma was gonna feed upon her misery of the live-in nightmare that they put her in. And so Roz tells her where her mom really is, and basically she isn't having her own little bit of a nightmare going on too, where she's reliving seeing her daughter probably drowning because she sees Hazel at the very beginning of the game jump onto the trailer trying to save her, and she sees her fall. She thinks that her daughter died. So yeah, that's what her mom's reliving. And so she has to beat Kuzma a little bit, Hazel does, and then her mom ends up waking up from the nightmare and realizing that what she's seeing is not real. And so she holds the bottle while you continue to fight Kuzma, and you end up going to the tree and doing what you usually do, because during mostly the entire game, Kuzma, every time you save somebody from their torture and help them the creature forget their problems or whatever, and he ends up like chasing you pretty much during the entire game. And so basically, every time you like help somebody, he starts chasing you because he doesn't like you helping somebody, because then that could have been a future victim of his, and you end up helping them. And so he's basically the big bad guy, and you end up beating him. And once near the end, after you beat him, you go and meet with Broska, and he tells you that now it's time for you to keep your end of the problem. Take this brush to your grandma, and which Hazel does, and Hazel is mad at her grandma for pretty much trying to kill her, and killing the spider that would have saved her mom. But she was not able to save her daughter. The grandma was not able to save her daughter, and so here's the brush. You can be able to see her again. Then she like grabs the brush, and Ross shows him like, I know who you are. It won't really be her, but because it's probably just gonna be her having a nice memory with her daughter over and over again, just like it was for Hazel and her mom. But he says that, well, it could be if you really tried to, that you really believe it could be. And so she goes with her, and you find your mom, and the game ends, and Hazel goes on to being a weaver. Now, I do like the story. The gameplay is a little bit weird because most of the time you're like running away from stuff, or you're like using like your little hacks, your hacksaws like to hit things with, and you have to keep on like you use like certain buttons for stuff. And you also have this little like thing that reminds me of like a voodoo toy that helps you, that can go into certain areas that are like small. And mostly what drove me to play this game, because I saw it a couple times on a bunch of festivals I watch on YouTube, of a bunch of trailers for games that come out in the future, and I saw this one twice during one of those, and I did like the art style, because the art style looked like 2D, but I'm guessing it's like 2D mixed with stop motion, but I like those two things, and that's what drew me to it, because that's my type, because I like that type of animation. Other people were drawn to it because they were from that area. I never been to those areas of America, so I don't really know much about it. Like, I didn't even know that Tutu Tom and Huggy Molly were real stories and legend. But it did like I said earlier, it reminded me of a lot of other stuff from other cultures. So yeah. And also kind of remind me of, if you guys ever seen that movie, Princess and the Frog, a lot of this does remind me of that, probably because it takes place in the same exact area, but not the same exact time period. And there's also one time where Hazel mentions Bear Rabbit, and if you not many people watch this movie because it's hard to find. If you ever watched Song of the South, then you know who Bear Rabbit is. But yeah. But I would probably give this game a I'm going to show you guys like some of the cutscenes on here that I didn't get to since I wanted to like show you guys all the scenes in here. But I'm just going to probably lay the game plain afterwards so you guys can see it and like show the cutscenes that play in the background. But I'm probably gonna give this game like a 7 out of 10. It's really good. If you want to play it, there's a couple ways to play it. You can either play it on Steam. If you have an Xbox, you can play it on there. So yeah. But as far as I know, there's only 2 ways you can play it. So alright, so I forgot to say the voice actors in here. So the one who plays Hazel is Adriana's Race. The one who plays Kuzma's assistant is played by, like I said, Jar Jar Binks, Hammond Best. The one who plays Bunny, Deborah Colton. The one who plays Hazel's mom, Amy Larster. And the one who plays the catfish is Walter Roberts. So I just wanted to add the ones who have like the pretty much the biggest roles in the game to this. So there you go. See you guys later. Like everyone described, the reason why I did not do like a playthrough of this one, because when I got it, I was really sad that day, so I didn't want to do a video. So I decided just to have this one just be a review. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoy it. So bye bye.
She deserved peace. You could have asked Molly for help, you murderer.
Stupid girl. With this, I can give her life.
You used me.
I did. Why should I borrow when I can just take? You look so much like your mother, but you're just like my feckless son. A mistake.
When I was a little old sack fry, folks watched out for me. But besides Lacey, Hazel didn't have nobody like that, not even her grandma. So naturally, I gave her a helping fin.
A helping fin, huh? Sure. But this part's better told by me. Free falling through the air like that? Betrayed. Scared. But still, I only had my mama on my mind. And I found her. Just to lose her again. Never really realized how much of Mama's world I didn't know about. Discovering she relied on hugging Molly to rescue abused children. I had it all wrong. Getting her back felt like an impossible dream. But I wouldn't give up on her. She never would. Back again? What is this place? Mama? How did you...
Mon cher. Yeah.
Hold on, Ma!
Hello, Hazel.
What are you doing? Who are you?
Don't you remember me?
Wait. Your voice. The bottle tree. That fog chasing me.
Oh, that's no common foul. Meet me at Kushma's Cabaret. Your mother and I will be waiting for you.
What do you mean? Wait! Her lantern. Come on. Does the lantern summon you?
You should be so lucky.
Who's that?
Oh, no.
For real, who is that?
Shaking Bones. He runs this here operation. ferrying desperate folks to places unknown.
Places unknown, huh? He could take me where Rue is holding my mama.
Riding with shaking bones to reach Kushman's realm? No way.
At least I found my way out of here.
I tried to warn you before. Kushman's domain ain't no joke. Folks at the end of their rope wind up stuck in a place they can't claw their way out of. Searching for salvation, finding only suffering.
I appreciate you, but I've come this far. I gotta see this through. Can this take me to my mama?
You might not come back.
Aw, you gonna miss me, ain't you?
I'm just upset I can't follow. You know how much I love seeing a good story play out?
'Cause you're so damn nosy.
You be careful now, you hear?
I'll come back, I promise.
You better. I gotta know how this tale of Hazel ends.
Hello?
Hello, Hazel.
Mama? Are you okay?
Oh, she's fine and fully healed.
You. Where is she? And you best not have.
Believe it or not, Hazel Flood, I got your best interest in mind. Meet me at Kushma's Cabaret. I got a proposition that's right up your alley.
Kushma's Cabaret?
Now, hold on now. You're gonna have to conjure up something different than what you wearing. That ain't you.
How did you... Listen, I have more important...
I don't make the rules. If you ready, your claim is yours.
Hello? Hello? Claim was mine. Yeah? Not too shabby if I do say so myself. Okay. Mama?
It's time for Kushma's Cabaret.
You again.
Come to the stage, my dear. See, once I too was just like you. I'd rule things I didn't do. I'd chew on every little wrong. Guilt from crimes was too strong. At night I'd lie awake in bed and ponder what I should have said. Regret would dog me all night long. All I did just felt so wrong until Kushma came along. Dreammaker, kingmaker, Lord of bargain chance. Spin the wheel and make a wish. There's no payment in advance. Kushma master, power vaster. No one comes close to him. All are welcome to stay forever. Time to sink or swim. So, what's on offer with this proffer? Choose an ending, you're the author. Old mistakes become successes. Your choices, he obsesses until he's bargain. Take this and go find your mama. I'll just ask you for a favor later.
So, this will take me to her?
She's waiting for you.
This better work.
It's really picking up out there.
Mama? I missed you.
I've only been gone for a few hours. You feeling okay?
Yeah. Now that you're safe. What? Mama, we gotta go.
Well, I gotta pack my things. Why don't you check on Bo and Mrs. Pearl while I finish up?
We ain't got time to waste, Ma.
Waste time.
That's not what I meant.
Please, just go check on Bo and Mrs. Pearl. They might need help.
Fine, but we gotta go ASAP. I packed my bags and yours already.
Well, look at you. Following instructions and a little extra.
Ma, be quick. And don't leave your car. Mama! No, Mama! Mama! I'm sorry. I wasn't fast enough. I tried. Wait, this is not real. She's not here.
You know, you something else. Few willingly enter my town, but no one ever breaks through my illusion.
You tricked me.
I like you, Hazel Flood. You got vim and vigor, a certain je ne sais quoi. Unfortunately, you will never be fast enough to defeat him.
I'm fast enough to beat your fog to the bottle tree.
Oh, that fog just Kushma's hunger.
So, those stories about you finding dreamers for Kushma, those are real?
This town don't run on empty illusions. Kushma needs powerful nightmares in order to sustain its magic. And I find the most potent ones.
Why did you bring me here?
I've been hunting a creature killer. A dreamer powerful enough to tame Kushma's hunger. But I can't do it alone. You showed potential, so I brought you here.
And why should I trust the words you say? You promised I would see my ma again.
No, she's here as promised. She's been reaching out ever since Mala used her magic to seal her wounds, but...
So that was her?
She's in this realm somewhere. Trapped in a loop of despair. A nightmare.
I need to find her.
Wait. Listen to me. Kushma's hunger is grown, and even you have limits, Hazel Flood.
I can handle him.
You managed to break through my illusion, and that's an impressive feat, but make no mistake, no one defeats Kushma.
I'm not leaving without her. I will fight for her. I will stop when I'm dead. She will.
It's too late. He already found you. Find your mama and wake her up. It's your only chance.
Say less. None of that will stop. I can beat you. There she is. Mama! You all right? Ma, can you hear me?
Oh, no. Oh, God. Hazel! Hazel, please, it isn't safe!
Ma, I'm right here.
Hazel, you cannot make that jump! Hazel!
Mama?
Baby. My baby.
I'm okay, Ma. I'm okay. Ma? I love you, Ma. This is...
Hazel?
I'm here. Ma! It's me.
You're alive.
I'm here. None of that was real. I'll be okay. I'm okay.
I thought you were... Where are we? Hey, wait. You look different. That's impossible.
As impossible as you asking Hugging Molly to help find kids in need?
How did you know?
I'll explain later. Right now, I need your help. I can't do this alone. I need you to trust me.
What do you need me to do?
What I can? Where is she?
Oh, don't worry. She's back in Prospero. Safe. I'll send you back there.
Well, don't let me keep you. Send me off.
Oh, I keep my promises. Now it's time for you to keep yours. Remember on stage at Kushma's Cabaret, a favor for a key? Well, it's time for you to pay up. I need you to give this hairbrush to your grandmother.
Get in line. I have my own reckoning to do with her.
Well, then do us both a favor.
And why can't you do it yourself? I'd imagine Kushma's right-hand man can give a hairbrush to an old woman.
That old woman is what we call a false stitcher. Now, unlike you, she wasn't chosen to be a weaver. Instead, she uses a dark magic, killing creatures and tearing through the grand tapestry, leaving a trail of corruption behind.
That explains a lot.
All I'm asking is that you give her the brush.
What does it do?
It's a one-way trip to Kushma.
Kushma again? I thought he was dealt with.
You can't defeat the king of dreams and nightmares. You contained his hunger for now, but he ain't gonna stay put for too long.
All right, fine. Get me out of here, and I'll give Bunny the brush. But that's it. After that, you and I are done.
I knew I liked you, Hazel Flood. See you on the other side.
Lily, are you back? How did you? Oh, you're more powerful than I thought.
Is that Molly's heart?
Why didn't it work? It should have brought Sherry back.
You can't bring back the dead.
You did something, didn't you? That's why the magic failed.
I heard your baby spirit crying. In a tree. She was in pain. I did everything I could to help her.
In pain? Or just in your way? You have no idea what loss feels like. When Cherie drowned, I was so raw it hurt to breathe. I'd see cars with those baby on board signs and just want to ram them. This town's full of people who don't deserve their kids, who beat them right in the middle of a store. Why are their children still alive and not my Cherie?
I can't imagine what it's like to lose a child. But the things you've done ain't right.
Everything I'd done was for Cherie. You had no right to tamper with her spirit.
You had no right. You've hurt everyone around you. You murdered Molly.
I don't want to hear this.
You need to change to make up for what you've done.
I can't. I don't even know what to live for anymore.
There is a way you can see Cherie again.
I don't believe in heaven if you came here to kill me.
No. But there is a town for folks who can't move on. Or won't. You can't do any more harm there. But think it through, Bunny. I've seen what happens to folks who can't let go of the past. Your choice.
Cherie's baby brush. She was so tender-headed, I'd get cross with her. Now I'd give anything to brush her hair again.
And you can, my darling.
I know who you are. It won't really be her.
You'll never be able to tell the difference, I promise.
I won't.
Not if you don't want to.
You're very kind.
There's a fine line between mercy and justice. Ain't that right, Hazel Flood? You chose a hard road for yourself.
I know.
Oh, good Lord. Are you hurt?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I got a lot to tell you.
I got time.